Hello everyone, my name is Mila. I'm from Argentina and I arrived to Toronto 8 weeks ago, and I came to Canada to study customer service at ILAC International College. As I'm a student, I want to tell you about the life of the foreigner who decide to emigrate, and I will emphasize that if you are looking to hire someone, you should take in account that search for a foreigner, because it's in general terms the foreigner I mean, as a student, I mean, whatever the status is, as if it's a student or a resident or has a permanent visa or whatever, or a refugee, the foreigner has the quality to be part of the company, because as I'm going to tell you, they have all the skills you need. Because as I was telling you, as a student, as a refugee, as a temporary resident visa or working visa, a foreigner is the main reason for why they decided to emigrate. They have the courage to do that. So the fundamental pillar is the courage to emigrate. So that persons who decide to overcome the fears and risk, wanting to have a new life and living in a new country and be a part of the costumes, the family. Perhaps they don't speak the same language, so that's invaluable. So if you look inside, perhaps you don't know how is the planification that it takes for a foreigner to immigrate, for example, in this case, to Canada. So in my particular case, it took me around 6 months to prepare and be able to meet all my requirements to immigrate legally to Canada. So in this case, I'm going to tell you, as a student, how do I get the visa and all the situations I get through. Well, firstly, the numbers of hours of being on the computer, I spent a long time, like, for example, 2 or 3 months searching for the appropriate course or university or a college according to my taste, to my economical situation, and it took me like two or three type of months. So once I found the course, I sent a lot of emails. I was evaluated by the institute, the college, or the university. I started sending or mailings, and then I went to personal meetings, and after that I was accepted. So I got the letter of acceptance and the enrollment. Well, then comes the time for the immigration and the paperwork. So I tried to apply online, but I had a lot of issues. Maybe I didn't have the computer system. It was very difficult. So I had to go in person for the visa, and it took me around 1 month. So 1 month during all the reunions and the visa. It's a long time for me. But well, I didn't have the experience on that at that time. All right. Well, while you wait for the visa acceptance, you need all the planification, and for example, you need to remind where are you going, how many savings you have, what can you do, what kind of work can you do. So I think that planification took for between 3 or 6 months. It depends on the money you've got and the free time. For example, in my case, I worked 8 hours a day until the day before I'm leaving. So you have to be very worried about that. So then comes the stage of choosing the date of booking the flight ticket. So in my particular case, I had to get to order and give away almost of all my things because I had to rent my apartment. So that was very difficult and it took me a lot of time. So yeah, around 2 months. Well, then comes the time of notification. I had a job and I need to notify my work, and I got a license, but some people need to resign and tell your employee in advance. So those situations are stressful, and for example, I have an example of an stressful situation being when I entered to the airport. When I was in the airport and I entered to the legal police, in the immigration police. Well, first of all, they asked me a lot of questions as if I were a criminal, and I weren't used to that. So I was very sad. It produces me a lot of dissatisfaction, sadness, and imagine I had the papers, but I had the student visa, and if you had the student visa, you can work 20 hours a day. But in my case, I couldn't get the work permit, so I wanted to cry and went back to my country. But then I thought, no, you just arrived here, you have to wait. So I made an amendment. I went to the college to tell them about what had happened. So fortunately, the school helped me a lot, and well, I made the amendment, and I'm still waiting for the response. But you can't imagine what is the situation of being here. So renting an apartment is very difficult. Maybe at the beginning you have, for example, 1 week in an Airbnb or a hostel, but then you have to rent a temporary and find a permanent home that will take about 1 week or maybe a month. So another important thing is if you are a student, and for example, I'm a woman, middle age. I had my proficiency in Argentina. So you really need to have vocation to study again and change your life. So and you need to survive. You need to work and survive. So if you need to work, as my case, and you need to ask for a job, you want to show you off, you want to try to work harder, um, um, you need to prove that you are hard worker, because maybe you found your job, but um, you don't want to get fired. So you need to prove all the time that you are worth it. Um, Another, in the other hand, when you come to a foreign country, you don't have a family, and maybe your job will be your family, and that becomes your as your family becomes your family, makes you loyal and commitment to that job. So in resume, the foreigner has all the qualities that a company needs. This is, as I repeat you, is those qualities are or skills are the courage, taking risks, going through changes all the time, the your priorities are changing all the time, the planification, the effort you have to get through these situations, the commitment, the dedication, the vocation, the loyalty, sorry, going through stressful situations and solving them correctly, the ability to save money, to have personal growth, and well, for those reasons, they should hire a foreigner. All right, this was my experience, and I hope you enjoy it and help you for the rest of the students of foreigner who wants to change your life. Bye bye.